Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Hey, it's podcast time. Welcome to the Squares of the Roundtable podcast. I am the son, and with me is Jivan Ivan Rivera.
Hey, and of course, there's Mike Edwin over there.
Mike Boyle, thank you. Mike Edwin is my super-duper famous name. It's my celebrity name.
You have a super famous celebrity name?
It's just my middle name, actually.
Okay.
Mike Boyle, hi. How you doing, folks? Hope you're enjoying your holiday weekend, and a happy Hanukkah to our listeners.
Yes.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, find your Veronica, get a harmonica, happy Hanukkah.
Right, Adam Sandler song.
Right, well, I wasn't going there, but okay.
That's okay. I really wasn't wanting to go there either, but it's the only good Hanukkah song I can find. It's really kind of funny. When you really go back and look at it, most of the good Christmas songs were written by Jews.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I think Irving Berlin was Jewish. I think.
Yeah.
And same with Rodgers and Hart, Oscar Hammerstein, Richard Rodgers.
Well, let's be honest. Jews wanted to make money. There's no money in Hanukkah songs. There's money in Christmas songs.
Well, yeah, but if you really want to look at the whole review of Jewish people in the media, it is by and very, very large.
Oh, yeah, that's the conspiracy. Yeah, you gotta be careful, because that's where the conspiracy theory begins, too.
No.
I know that's not what you mean, but there's certain people going, see, I told you so.
No, but I'm saying that in earnest, though.
I know.
Because a lot of people, they, when it comes to Jewish people, they tend to have their own view or their own, preconceived notion of what what the Jews are in the media, or they are probably, if not but one of the most creative forces in the media that I've come to read about and research on, and they're very talented and very creative people, and they have done so much in so many different areas, and I could go on this whole thing but only scratch the surface of that.
That's right.
But just for that whole situation, I just wanted to acknowledge that, yeah, it is Hanukkah, and we should take a little time to be esteemed at the fact that we are amongst these very talented and creative and wonderful people.
By the way, on a sad note, this is usually the point in time where I might consider going to a place like the Bagel and Old Orchard in Skokie for my Hanukkah needs, and apparently it is now officially closed. Apparently the Bagel closed in Skokie. I was really kind of shocked. It's like, oh my god, that means I have to somehow get into the Kaufman's lot, which is damn near impossible.
And of course, our old Weef days brings us back to going across the street to Max's Deli.
Yeah, that guy had a lot of trouble lately, hasn't he? He's made a lot of strange comments on the internet and stuff. So,
really?
I'd have to go look it up. But Max's Deli, good stuff.
I miss their pound cake.
They made a really good corned beef and rye. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because in Highland Park you've got Max's, and then you've got Max and Benny's, which is funny because people who don't know mix the two up a little bit, but Max and Benny's real good too. So
no, I've had Max and Benny's before. They're really good.
But yeah,
Jeff, how did you? How was your week last week?
How was so trying to think off the top of my. Well, the biggest thing was I had a presentation over the weekend at the Toastmasters for their Leadership Institute. And it was on enhancing speech evaluations. So it was about a 45-minute session. I thought it went pretty well.
Good.
It is funny. It's funny because this is an example of where you learn things. There was a woman who who confidently sat there and said, well, how do you do this? How does this relate to this particular method? And, supposedly you're the expert, right? So everybody's got that look on your face. And it's kind of fun when it's not fun when you're like the expert and you're sitting there going, I don't know what that is. Right. So there's two ways.
So you basically, if you didn't dazzle them with brilliance, you kind of baffled them with bullshit.
Well,
is that what you're saying?
That's where I had a choice, which is I bullshit it. Okay, I bullshit it, and then I see if I can make that work. Or I try to figure out a way to get this person to tell me what it is. And I figured out a way to do it. So I went with the latter. I said, just to make sure we're all familiar with what you're talking about in the room, please refresh. Yeah. So when you say CRC, tell us what the CRC stands for and a little bit more about it so everybody can understand.
And you're taking notes while she's explaining.
I wasn't taking notes, I was taking mental notes.
Mental notes,
And the worst part is I had friends in the audience, so like a couple of them afterwards were like, you did that on purpose because you didn't know. I'm like, that's okay, you didn't know either. They're like, no, we didn't know either. It's like, there were a bunch of people like, yeah, I didn't know what that was.
Everybody just kind of followed suit,
Well, it's the one thing I learned from this particular presentation, just like I was talking about certain things that were important in structure of a speech, and someone decided, this is how this time I found a way to get the answer. Because the first time, earlier in the presentation, they brought up somebody else who teaches on some of this stuff, and they mentioned, well, so-and-so says it's about story. It's about story. And really, in reality, you don't really have to do that in a story. That's not how a story works. And I'm sitting there, and what I should have said was, well, he and I have very different philosophies, and so I see things very, very differently. Instead, I tried to be right. And so I was like, no, because a story has a beginning, a middle, and end, and all stories have morals. And that's when somebody goes, yeah, but the moral's at the end of the story, so see, you don't really need to have the premise near the beginning. And I'm like, oh, this is not going to go well. This isn't going to go well. So overall, it went well. I appreciate those who came out. I appreciate the people like this. God knows they might even be listening to the show, so who knows? In which case, the jig is up. But yeah, it was a good time. I hung out with people. I watched Northwestern, and I thought they might get it, but they petered out at the end. And then both of all my freaking pro teams lost. My fantasy football team's getting killed this week. The Bears, that was a crazy game.
Oh man, that fourth quarter and the overtime, man.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then the Colts didn't score one freaking point. So, oh my God, is that a fire?
Well, I have to admit that Northwestern, coming from behind like they did, and they were just down 3 points by the fourth quarter at least they didn't lose by a big margin.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. Forgive me when I said, oh my God, is that a fire? I don't want people to freak out. Apparently, I see like a whole bunch of flashing lights all over the place. Not in my building or anywhere really, really close, but I'm looking out the window and it looks like Christmas lights all over the place. And now I see a whole lot of smoke. But I'm nowhere near that. I will let you know if there's
right. Why don't you quick go and check on that while we check in with Ivy?
I can see it through the window. Trust me, Mike. I can see it through the window.
Okay.
It's nowhere close to me. Okay. So, but we'll give you play-by-play later on in the episode. I think it's just
something's burning.
Okay. Well, it's funny because where it is I'm noticing it. Is it coming from a train? Because I am right across I'm right by where the train station is in Morton Grove. I may have been too much away now. People are going to come, hey, I know Jeff Stein lives here. Yeah, we heard your crappy podcast.
That's all right.
But yeah, and then I had Midwest Speaking Professionals on Sunday night, and it was good. But yeah, it was a good week. It was really good. Got some TV watching in, and life is good. What about? I don't know. Which way do we want to go? We want to go to Audrey. We want to go to Mike. Which?
We go to Mike.
Good, because I can watch. I can do the play-by-play because I can see the cameraman outside.
Okay, check on the fire. Hopefully, it's not a.
Oh no, it's not. This is really cool. Okay. If you guys can see it, is the train on fire? No way, really?
Is it at the train station?
Well, there's a train in the train station, but I see like fire people and a bunch of people walking around, and I do see smoke, but it looks like it could just be the train is waiting or something. I don't know. Okay. It could be the house across the street. I can't really tell. Okay. Maybe everything's fine. I don't know. Maybe things are fine. But they blocked off this whole little area over here, and the train's not moving. Makes me wonder. I'm fine though. I want to be clear. I'm nowhere close to where this is. Well, let me phrase that. It's across the parking lot, but I'm very much fine.
We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah. This is really just more theater for the show. This is good fun. If I had pictures, we could take pictures, and we could. Should I take a picture to put on the website?
Yes, take a picture, put it on the Facebook page. Jeff is okay. Marked safe from possible train fire.
Yeah, the problem is I got the blinds, so you're not going to be able to really see it that well.
Do you have Jeff? Do you have an actual oil burning menorah?
No.
Okay, is it just candles?
No, we have the electric one.
Oh, okay.
We have the electric one where all you got to do is turn the little things. But if you're not careful, that bulb has been there for a while. Pop-oo!
Oh. You get a fancy LED one.
Yeah, that would mean I'd have to go buy a new one. We've had this for decades, but.
Okay.
What's up?
Okay. Tuesday, that was the day after we recorded last week, I went to the screening of the 40th anniversary of the Christopher Reeve Superman movie with a bunch of friends of mine, and that was super fun. They had an old Max Fleischer short in front of it. And
cool.
That was cool. It was the Mechanical Monsters.
Oh, that's the best one with the numbered monsters.
The numbered robots, yeah.
Yeah. They're stealing the jewelry, and then Lois Lane gets inside one of them,
and one of the
back to the hideout.
Yeah. That was it. That was cool. And a little bit of narration by Ralph Garman, who's a big Batman fan, old L.A. voice actor guy. And, yeah, it was the original theatrical cut. I was hoping to maybe get some additional footage, like some of the TV broadcasts from years ago past used to have extra footage, like of Superman, making his way to Luthor's door. Sometimes he'd use, he'd go through, a rain of bullets or a wall of fire or something. I remember that distinctly as a kid, but we didn't have that. This is the original cut. The sound was good. But some of the practical effects, they don't hold up, even with the aspect ratio being, I think, the same. And like I said, special effects fine, but it was still good. And it was a movie unlike any other. I mean, this was the biggest made movie of its time. It got a special Oscar. Excuse me. Got a little froggy in there.
Yeah. You get a frog, I got everything.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. It was fun to watch again, and one of my younger compadres had never seen it before in its entirety. And I was like, yeah, this is good, man. Before all the this is the big blockbuster, the first blockbuster superhero film. The granddaddy of them all. So it was great.
Question?
Yeah.
Digital projection or 35 millimeter master film?
I don't know. I wasn't in the booth, Ivan. I was just watching with the popcorn.
Oh, okay.
But I presume it was a digital print. I mean, most everything might have been a 4K release, I guess, on a big screen. But the sound sounded good.
Yeah, it was probably digitized. Okay.
Yeah, or at least the audio was remastered. But it was remastered because remember when they used green screens or they used the blue screen. This is before they had green screens. They used blue screen. And
Right.
Christopher Reeve had to wear a green suit sometimes because otherwise the suit would be transparent behind the blue screen. So all the scenes with him where he's flying, that all the what it was superimposed, where they couldn't just use wires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was all, redone in a blue suit. But that was cool. And then Tuesday, we got our decorating done here in the house. So we're nice and cozy in Christmas land, and I've already strumming my guitar, looking up guitar chords on the internet. So I want to play some songs this Christmas. I got some news that some other family members from Chicago will be coming in for Christmas Day, so maybe I have a little. So it's gonna be a nicer, bigger shindig than last year here at the house. And then Sunday, I met with a friend of mine, and I saw Ralph Breaks the Internet. And there'd be tiny spoilers ahead. I'm not going to give away the big thing about it, but let me just say that I enjoyed the first one better.
All right.
It was a good story. The pacing of the film was kind of off, and I was hoping it would be funnier. Like, all the princess scenes are pretty much what have already been leaked. That kind of sucks. But it was all right. Like I said, I liked the first one better. I think the first one had some more emotional punch in it. And this one there was one scene at the end, and Gal Gadot as the edgy, super cool racer chick in the other racing game. Okay, I'll give a brief synopsis of what happens here. Is that because in the first Wreck-It Ralph is the one with the existential crisis, where he doesn't know, what am I going to do with my life? And in the second film, he's kind of hit the reset button with that, where he's happy what he's doing because he's got his friend Vanellope. But now Vanellope is the one who's bored and wants to expand her horizons and find adventure and do different things, and not just race, because like her game, Sugar Rush, only has like 3 tracks, and she wants some new tracks. So, but anyway, so the owner of the arcade puts in the Wi-Fi, and then, unfortunately, I guess due to some of Ralph's malfeasance or whatever you want to call it, Sugar Rush's game breaks, where the steering wheel breaks. So they have to find a new steering wheel, and they go to this eBay place. And so they go on the internet, they try and find the steering wheel, and that's the premise. But in the meanwhile, she goes into this one racing game where she finds Gal Gadot, and she discovers this super awesome racing game. And she's like, I really felt like this is super awesome. So, but it was all right, though. There was no definitive villain in this film. I guess maybe some micro villains or something. There were some small antagonists, but just we're dealing with the internet now. So one of the, the antagonistic elements of the film is the comments section, which is kind of fun about the internet. But it was all right. I'd say give it a 3 out of 5 Yam-Ants for Ralph Breaks the Internet. It just wasn't. I was good, but I was hoping for more.
So, two quick questions. Okay. One, do you need to stay after the credits for the movie?
No.
No? Okay.
And secondly, there was during a credit scene where they make a point about, they made a joke about something being in the trailer that wasn't in the movie. And so they play the scene, actually.
Okay. So that kind of dovetails into my second question. Okay, yeah, I think the train is on fire, boys.
Oh my God!
Wow, that's interesting because I saw fire. Anyway, the question, and by the way, since this will be airing later, by now I should be fine. But so my second question is pretty much all the funny stuff, the stuff that was in the trailer, or was there more beyond that?
There wasn't much else that I found like dragged down, knockout hilarious in this film. It went through the motions, and there was some good narrative points in it. But like I said, there seems like they're just Vanellope and Ralph traveling from place to place, trying to resolve the story, and it was more a mess about them. It was a good story about friendship, but like I said, the pacing was kind of off. And so there were points where like I kind of, crossing your feet, kind of saying, all right, let's move it along. So, yeah, it was just good, but not great. So,
Hmm.
but that was my week. Got my Christmas decorations ready and getting ready for the holidays and such. Ivan, how about you? How was your week?
Okay, since our last podcast, yeah, whichever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever, something like that. We did that.
So, let's see. Other than did my went to go see the Mathers chorus on Wednesday for the tree lighting over at Mathers Cafe. That was really nice. All the nice people. It was nice. We had a nice meal, and the show was really good. Tree lighting was really sweet. And that was a good time. And then Thursday, I went to Wax On, Wax Off, which is my 30-minute set with Glenn Russell, which he gets a bunch of people to do different 30-minute sets. I did a thing called Girls Night Out. I was the first one to open, my 8 to 8:30 slot. According to them, I slayed. I was just up there having fun. And I stayed the whole night, and cheering on everybody else. And, we had different types of jocks doing different types of music things for 30 minutes. We had some rock and roll. We had some dance music. We had some trance music. And we had Bobby Skafish.
Whoa.
From the UXRT, who played with us Thursday.
Ivan, for people who are listening to the show who don't know who Bobby Skafish is, there are people who aren't local.
Okay, well, Bobby Skafish is an iconic disc jockey and commentator here at our home station of WXRT, and for many, many, many years, very cutting edge, and always out looking for new things, and he always did a wonderful job while he was on the air. Well, he joined us, and after my set was over, he came on over and he shook my hand and told me how good my set was, and very friendly man, very, very lovely guy, and very down to earth. And he stayed the whole night, watching all of us do our thing. So it was a good time.
That's cool.
And then Friday, over at Mathers again, and playing Christmas music. Basically the outline is, as always, playing the best Christmas music you've never heard, which always tends to be a lot of fun for the people, especially when it's live and you're playing certain things that, bring back some memories, plus things that they're like scratching their heads, but they're still laughing because it's so funny. And so that was enjoyable. Saturday, Julie and I went to confirmation classes because her class was getting their confirmation. So we'd gone to church for about an hour, and then after that we went out and did a bunch of shopping, a bunch of Christmas shopping, going to the stores and taking care of things there. And then we discovered we had a shard in our tire, so we had to go to check it out over at the tire shop, and they didn't have the tire. So they put the donut for us, and the kind people over in Hammond who took care of us at the Walmart there, thank you very much for your generosity in sealing the tires and changing the flat with the donut. And
what was in the tire?
It was a big, huge steel shard.
Okay.
And it was on the inside. It was on the inside of the inside of the groove, of the tire. So it wasn't something that they could have plugged it, but it was no guarantee that it was going to hold. So we put the donut on, we got home, and then this morning, Julie and I went to my tire guy, and very good man. He's got a little business on Costner and Fullerton here in Chicago, and he took care of it, and he looked at it and he goes, "Well, amigo, I could plug it, but Will you get 1 day out of it? Will you get 5 years out of it? I can't say. And I says, do you think it'd be better just to change it? And he goes, yeah, I think that might be your better choice. I says, and he goes, do you do a lot of traveling? He goes, well, Julie goes from Indiana to Chicago quite a bit. And he goes, yeah, you need to change it. He gave me a nice deal on a tire, and he put it on. He checked all the other tires. He, checked out the spare, did a great job. I mean, $75, it was, no big deal. So worked out really well. And then Sunday I did the layback wayback lounge, digressing here a bit, from 1 to 5 on Sunday. And I played some of the Christmas music for about 45 minutes in the first set. Then the Biscuits, the animatronic band, which got a write-up in the Chicago Reader by Kevin Warwick. So they did an appearance, they did a couple of songs, and then I got back to my set. And so then I was just playing all my layback, wayback stuff, and we got out of there, grabbed us a couple of Red Hot Ranch hot dogs, which best hot dogs on Western Avenue, and did some Walgreens, did some more shopping, got home, and then took the rest of the night and the following day easy. Jules went home this afternoon, and now I'm back to being a bachelor again, eating leftovers and playing with my cat and planning things for this week. So there's my week for this time and place. So there you go.
Yeah, I went to Walgreens yesterday. I was on my way back from the movie theater, and I was like, I drove past the Target across the street from Gurney Mills, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll jump into Target. And I looked in the parking lot. I'm like, no, I'm not going in there. So I stopped at a Walgreens. I had to get a couple things, and I forgot about those. This time of year, I really like those Nestle Crunch coins.
Yeah,
the holiday ones, I really like those. So I got a couple of those at the Walgreens, looking at the decorations and the candy that you get only once a year. So.
Marshmallow Kisses, yeah.
Now I just get the regular chocolate ones in the red and green aluminum.
Yeah, the Marshmallow Kisses aren't bad. It's like having hot chocolate without the liquid.
Hot chocolate without the hot chocolate.
Without the liquid, because it's solid.
Right, because it's
a
not liquid.
Chocolate.
Oh.
Yeah.
But then it's not hot chocolate.
It's room temperature chocolate.
It tastes like hot chocolate.
It tastes like hot chocolate, but...
Hot chocolate, got it.
Okay,
that's better, because I was going to say, because then it's not hot chocolate anymore.
It's just hot chocolate. Chocolate and marshmallows. I like those.
Chocolate and marshmallows.
Did you get your Reese's peanut butter trees, Jeff?
Ooh.
No, I've tried to stay away from that stuff. I don't know why. I haven't exactly been spectacular lately on things, but I need to wait a little bit.
Yeah. I'll be right with you in January.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get the head start from January, so we'll see.
It's the holiday season. We're exempt.
By the way, seriously, I'm not. I think the train really was on fire.
Whoa.
Because this train hasn't moved in a while, and they
Still
got
smoke?
I don't know. It is crazy. Yeah, I mean, it looks like. I mean, you'd think we were the street in front of me is lit up like you'd think it was some sort of Christmas decoration. They got
the emergency vehicles.
Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff with flashing lights and stuff.
It's like an airplane where they start putting all different kinds of cement mixer in the Budweiser truck on the runway.
Like I said, the only reason I'm bringing this up is if we were live, this would make good radio. But yeah,
the humanity.
Right. The humanity. Yeah, I could do the Les Nessman. Oh my God, that's trains.
It's not the Polar Express, is it?
What does it say? No. What does it say? WK. Anyway.
I was grinding, crashing to the ground.
Oh my god! I still can't believe that episode actually came out in October when it officially first came out. So that's kind of crazy.
Oh, and yeah, Sunday, I think it's like TNT or one of the cable channels was running a lot of the Marvel movies. So I watched some of Civil War last night. Man, that's still cool, man. That was like one of my favorites, I think. It's in my top 5. And next year, I do plan to watch all the Marvel movies in succession leading up to Avengers 4. Which is, we're going to get a title this week by the time this episode airs.
Do we? See, I heard that was a hoax.
Oh, what? Oh.
I heard it was a hoax. I heard it might not be true. I don't know.
Oh.
We can always hope.
Yeah. There was, since we last talked, there was a trailer that came out for the new season of Young Justice that's going to be on DC Universe, and God, I tell you, it looks phenomenal. It's up on the Squares page, on our Facebook page. You can check that out. It's funny. Young Justice you guys. I don't know if I've enjoyed this. So Young Justice was a show that Cartoon Network did, and Cartoon Network, because of the fact that they only want to have shows that they get more money from, kind of dumped this show, but it had a really good following. And when it got put on Netflix, it had enough of a watching audience on Netflix that Netflix came to DC and said, "Hey, can you make a 3rd season?" And DC said, "Yeah, sure." And guess what? It's not going to be on your streaming network. It's going to be on ours.
Yeah, and the news broke this week about the 3rd season of Daredevil being the end, and my sister is kind of upset at that.
Well, and it's funny. I guess there's talk that there's talk about this is not the last you've seen of Daredevil. At the same time, there's no talk that it's going to be on this Disney Plus thing. The other thing is, and this is the part I don't get, is maybe it's just me. Disney has other movie companies within it that are not like a PG-13 company. Like Clerks wasn't PG-13, okay? And that's Miramax, and Miramax is Disney. Like some of those Touchstone Pictures had some crazy stuff that.
Right.
Well, wasn't Touchstone also associated with Disney? Say with Hollywood Pictures. Hollywood Pictures and Records were part of Disney.
So it's very strange because there's this mentality out there. That basically, some of these Marvel shows, if they're going to go on Disney Plus, they're all going to turn into PG-13 shows, and there won't be some of the R-rated type material that you see in like.
No, I don't think that's going to be the case.
I don't know. To me, I kind of laugh because it's like nobody's still sure yet what is going to happen with 20th Century Fox or 21st Century Fox. If Disney's going to keep it as a studio name and have it as its own brand, which kind of makes sense if you think about it. If you really stop and think about it, why not? It doesn't hurt you. It just means that you get more branding out there.
Well, who's to speculate that Disney might put themselves make a different streaming service for the more grown-up material, like the Marvel Netflix? Yeah,
I see what they're getting at, which is I haven't read up enough, but my understanding is that's not a direction they're looking to go with this service. But I just keep thinking Disney's not going to leave money on the table. They're just not. I mean, no. They made they're going to, when they get Deadpool isn't, I mean, I guess you could do them as PG-13, but if you're making money at R, why do you need to go, I don't know. Then again, if Once Upon a Deadpool thing destroys the box office,
it's up against a lot of competition, though.
Right.
And it's a movie that a lot of people have already seen.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Well,
But
maybe what might possibly happen too is that you got Disney Plus, then you might have Disney Prime, whereas they could just do an alternate situation. You pay a little bit more, you get to the juicier stuff.
yeah, maybe. I like I said,
I mean, that would be the smart way to do it, because if you think about it, I mean, you got Stars, you got Stars Prime, you got HBO, and you got HBO, and all their other different channels, the HBO East, HBO West, HBO North and South, and they got the multiple thing happening where you pay that extra little bit of money and you get the no commercials, uncut, all the juicy added footage stuff, and the rating doesn't have to come under fire.
yeah.
I think Disney, being the business people that they are, you would think that would be something they would at least consider to do if they're going to address their new influx of films.
Not to say that Disney without its faults. I did catch, because my family wanted to watch it, I caught like the second half of A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh yeah?
Man, that was a wreck. That was just a mess. It was a big CGI festival with no life in it whatsoever. It's just
and the funny part is, it's interesting because think about who they had involved with that movie.
Yeah.
They had Oprah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they had Captain Kirk.
Yeah. Oh, did they have him too?
Yeah, Chris Pine, was the dad. But it was the same thing with this Nutcracker. It just seemed like a big CGI, soulless festival of CGI craziness.
See, the thing about it is that now you've got all of this technology out there where anything is possible that was only relegated to animation before, but now they're doing it with all the live action
and CG,
doing it with all this CG, so digitizing the situation.
So,
but the thing
Disney is very good at making money, but they are not flawless.
No,
sure.
And this is not the first time that Disney has. I mean, Disney has a history of altering, story sources. Disney has had a history of, basically, being very heavy-handed in some of the things that they've gotten into the studio. I mean, if you read the true story about Mary Poppins, that would definitely prove my point. In fact, the writer of the original Mary Poppins, when she came into the theater and saw that Walt Disney made it into this animated song fest, she cried and left the theater because that was not her vision. So, see, this is the thing. You get a lot of situations where, I mean, you can throw all the money you want at it, and you can throw whatever resources you want at it, but it's still, unless you got a solid story, beginning, middle, and end, then it's just a waste of celluloid, or I would say, megapixels now.
Here's the thing, Ivan, and this is the other part of that, which is we've gotten smarter as time has gone on. Like, for example, in this day and age, at that time, it's Hollywood wants to make a movie of Mary Poppins. Awesome, give me the money. The her lawyer's probably sitting there saying it's a great deal. Today, you got a writer who's probably sitting there going, well, what are you going to do with my script?
Well,
and that's a huge difference today versus yesterday, which is
well, see, but like I said, I mean, it does require a little bit of research on that behalf because, again, a lot of the Disney properties again have been manipulated and restructured.
Yeah.
And from their original text, because if all of those fairy tales and if all of those stories were created as they had been intended to be written, over half of them would never have made the screen.
Oh yeah, when I saw the Wreck-It Ralph, they did see the trailer for the new Dumbo,
which I'm sorry. Tim Burton. No chop on Tim Burton. Okay, please. All due respect to Tim Burton, but some things are just not meant to be redone.
And Johnny Depp as the voice of Dumbo.
See? Really?
No, I'm kidding.
No, but
it seems like wherever Tim Burton goes, Johnny Depp's like, can I have a part? Can I be the lead?
Well, he does depend on him quite a bit, but then also being, Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, well, he's not that far away anyway. I've seen some of the rushes for Dumbo, and it's very gray.
I don't think the kids had this much of a role in it, didn't they?
No, they did not.
Yeah.
And the fact that the animals did all the talking in the movie, whereas here in this, the animals are not talking at all. And that Timothy the Mouse was replaced by a young girl. The fact that the whole thing has just been so totally reconfigured and so far away from the original story, it's an entirely new film is what it is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, you're going to say, people are going to say, oh, I want to see the new Dumbo. And they're gonna think about, well, when I see an elephant fly and the...
Yeah, I was thinking about Robert Stack in 1941 where he's like, come on, I don't want to miss Dumbo. Sorry, I was going off on a tangent there.
No, that's okay. And then, you had the pink elephant scene, which they recreated the pink elephant scene, again, with the CGI and all that, but...
Is that out?
What?
The trailer for Dumbo's out.
Right. I didn't think it was actually out, though, yet, right now.
Oh, no, it's out there. I've seen it already. Huh?
The new one?
Yeah, the Tim Burton trailer is already out. It's already been out for a week.
No, the movie's not out.
Not the movie, the trailer's been out for about a week.
I think that's out in March.
Yeah, that's March 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just checking, because I was like, this still goes back, and I hate going here, because it's like, I love what Jon Favreau did with the Jungle Book.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
But
it was good.
As soon as that worked, Disney went and said, okay, what other properties can we do this with? And just went through some and said, okay, how do we make this work? And so, here we are.
Beauty and the Beast is frame for frame.
Yeah.
The animated cartoon.
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, how it made a butt ton of money. But hopefully, Mulan. I remember that being kind of like a mediocre film. But if they remake it and make it a good story, I'd be all for seeing Mulan again.
Well, I mean, look at this. I mean, just think about what we just said, and we. So already Disney there's a remake of Mary Poppins that's out.
Yep.
That's coming out this winter. Then they're they're making a live action Dumbo. They're making a live action
Mulan.
Mulan.
Yep.
Live action Lion King. Live action Aladdin.
Yep.
My favorite is like, okay, when are we gonna get to the bad ones? Like, are we gonna get a live action Atlantis?
Yeah.
How about a live action Black Cauldron? Let's go for that.
Or what's the
live action Fantasia?
Yeah, live action.
They already did a Pete's Dragon, and that came and went.
Yeah, that was bad. I heard it was not very good.
That sucked ass.
Yeah. If they're really going to go this route, why doesn't somebody do something like a Roger Rabbit kind of thing where you bring, it's like the regular people and like the actual Disney characters? Why not do
Why not Roger Rabbit 2?
Well, that's not happening. My understanding is that for a long time it was still on the books, and my understanding is I don't know all the details, but here's the thing: you got Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and Donald and Goofy. Why not kind of do like what Looney Tunes did with like the Back in Action kind of thing, or like a Space Jam kind of thing with those characters?
Aren't they making a Space Jam?
Yeah,
with LeBron. Space Jam too.
Yeah, with LeBron.
Well, they got under television channels, under cable channels. They got the Mickey and Minnie shorts happening already, and they've kind of gone with this kind of
Kind of what?
It's kind of strange design for Mickey and Minnie. They kind of like a throwback to like the 30s Mickey and
with
Minnie.
those
But
big
like the
black dots as
crafting.
their soulless dot eyes, like a Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
There was something else that is coming back out in cartoon, and now I'm drawing a blank. I saw that they had animation out, and I was really shocked. And I can't remember what it is now. It'll come to me later. But yeah, the getting back to where we were originally going with the Netflix thing, Mike.
Yeah.
So right now, I think the only two shows that technically Netflix still has is Jessica Jones. I guess they're doing another season, and Punisher. And I'm curious to see where that all goes.
I heard season 1 of Punisher was good.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I heard that Punisher was good.
Like I said, to me, I haven't been a big fan of a lot of the Netflix series. And it's interesting because one of the things I guess they had a falling out with Jeff Loeb and Marvel was they wanted Marvel to do 10-episode seasons, and they were like, no, we want to do 13. Which to me, I gotta be honest, there isn't 13 episodes worth of material. I've watched all those seasons. Either that or I have friends who love those shows, and I'm sorry, they're just so slow. So slow, and I've told you, it's like, oh, there must be a fight scene, it's getting really dark. I can't see a thing. Oh, we must be having a fight scene soon. Because we can't, because our actors can't do the actual moves. Yeah, I don't know. I just am like, okay. But, to Ivan's point out, I did see an interesting article this week, from...
Oh, hey, don't mean to breaking news. The Metro train evacuated from Morton Grove. Yeah.
Yep, that'd be the one I'm looking at. Right out the window.
Yeah, nobody was hurt, and I guess that was Metro train was evacuated. So there's been some kind of fire.
Well, I was watching the fire, and it's funny that it's still out. I see sparking right now.
No.
Whoa, there's some serious sparking. I wonder if they're doing stuff. I don't know.
All I know is I just, like I said, I turned on WGN for the 9 o'clock news to see if
Ivan, I'm sorry, you busy with something else, Ivan?
Yeah, really.
No, I just turned it on because you were talking about the fire.
Okay.
And I just wanted to see for myself if they had any news on it.
Yeah, no, they're like across the street and everything.
That was it. That's all. I was just trying to get some information.
Ivan goes to the TV. Well, thank you, Ivan, for that update. We appreciate it. I'm glad that nobody is hurt. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Polar Express. No one's presents got burned up. Hopefully not.
Nobody's hot chocolate got burned out.
Metro train tastes like hot chocolate.
Ugh.
Oh,
but it's not hot chocolate, though.
They're like doing some sort of welding. You can see like all the sparks and everything. It's
Dude,
like,
you gotta get some video, man.
Oh, man. Well, I'm in the middle of podcasting. I can't exactly get...
I'm podcasting. What am I going to do?
Podcasting, damn it.
Be quiet, folks. I'm podcasting.
Looking things.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing, but it's like sparking everywhere. It's crazy. Oh, they're finally letting cars through. Interesting. I wonder how long those cars have been sitting there. Because they weren't now that I realize it, like, there's been, like, no cars coming through here at all, now that I'm, like, really looking at this. Oh, they were doing something, or they were cutting something. Yeah, this train is just, like, sitting here. See, now we have other show fodder. See, there you go.
The train is on fire. That's our title this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Play-by-play of train on fire on the show.
Wait, is that a fire?
Yeah. There's the name of our show. Is that a fire?
No, I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I just felt that was relevant at the moment. Thank goodness nobody got hurt.
Yeah, that's right. So all the specials are on now. I think, AMC, I think, is running a bunch of the Christmas movies. I caught a little bit of Jingle All the Way before we broadcast tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah?
Define the Turbo Man. Define the doll.
I do like that one.
Jamie. I'm the Turbo Man.
I'm trying to find the Turbo Man.
And Sinbad is the foil, the villain, I guess.
I got this thing. It's a bomb. It's a bomb. You people are sick.
Well, speaking of sick, there was a big Twitter storm over the recent airing of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Holy shit! We didn't talk about before we get into this, Ivan. We didn't talk about this about everyone saying that the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving is racist.
Oh, I thought we were going to get past it and not have to talk about it.
All right, let's not talk about it. I don't want to because it's effing stupid.
Wait, which one you want to start with? Because I've seen two.
All right, the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving is racist apparently because Franklin was sitting at the table across from everybody else by himself.
Yeah, there's another way to look at it, which is he's just superior to the rest of them.
Right. Maybe he likes his space.
I would too. I don't want to sit next to Peppermint Patty.
No, I wouldn't want to know.
I wouldn't want to sit next to Pigpen. Come on.
Well, is he in that picture?
I don't think Pigpen was with them.
Yeah, is he? Hold on.
At the table.
Can you pull up a picture of this?
Oh, my goodness. See, here we go. See, I did it. I got Jeff to go look up something on the internet. That's my job for the week. But it's just stupid.
That's your mission during the show.
People just
is to try to get Jeff to go at least one time to look up something on the computer.
I have to go look up things on the internet. Okay,
I've watched this Charlie Brown Thanksgiving for 40 years, my entire life, and it's just stupid.
Wait, this doesn't make sense.
What?
Now I'm looking. There's another picture here. What's this one? Where is this from? Okay, this is from iTunes, from Apple, the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving show. Now I'm looking at a picture here. I don't know if this is a book or something, but in this version that I'm looking at, Lucy's on the same side of the table as Franklin.
Lucy is usually the one, like the squeaky wheel who has to get the grease. Peppermint Patty is the one who was the instigator because she didn't get her turkey. She got popcorn and toast instead.
Right.
So I have the picture here from what is the I'll DM it to you guys here.
Okay. I'm going to check this.
Which is Pigpen is not in this.
Let's see, yeah.
Okay.
I'll look this picture here. It's from Nerdist. All right, there's the link. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Yeah. So what? Sally's there, but I don't remember Sally even, talking.
Oh, not Sally. I meant Sally. I'm sorry. I meant Sally sitting in this other version that I'm looking at when I Googled it and went to images.
Yeah.
Sally is sitting on the same side as Pigpen. So at some point, they corrected this or something, or at least in a book or something somewhere.
Well, it just goes to prove once again from things that have taken from the book content and put into the film content.
The still at the top there, that looks like the cartoon. That does not look like
there's not
from
a
the book
page
or anything.
Hold on, let me see if I can find out where this one comes from. Okay, so this is the...
I know where they're making toast. I mean, Charlie Brown's kitchen has 12 toasters. That's insane.
The image I'm looking at is the book.
Who owns 12 toasters?
I don't.
Snoopy does, apparently.
Apparently.
Okay, go ahead.
Apparently. Yeah, apparently the book version does have Sally on the same side as Franklin. So should we get to the other controversy? And it was funny. I was thinking it when I saw it, and I had never thought it before. And then I saw comicbook.com mention it, which is so near the end of the episode, you've got Woodstock eating turkey.
A bird eating a bird.
Cannibals.
Okay, I didn't even have to say it, but it's like you're eating your own child. Well, it's not exactly your own. It was funny. I'm like, well, he's not exactly eating
your own
his
species,
own kind, but it is another bird. I mean, I was kind of like, well,
some birds do eat other birds.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So why is that such a catastrophe? I mean,
Maybe
really?
Woodstock. Maybe Woodstock is a baby Blue Jay because Blue Jays are assholes.
Yeah, Blue Jays, they still nest.
Yeah, that includes George Bell. He was a total asshole for years.
Wait, we talking about the same thing?
No,
No.
Probably.
So everything is terrible, and so Ivan, elucidate to us about how Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is so bad now.
Okay, let me just build a platform first to jump off of here.
Okay, Dasher, all right, and Dancer. Did you hear Bill Shatner's version of Rudolph?
No.
Yeah, William Shatner put out a Christmas album this year, and his version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is just, it's very Shatner. So, okay, I say proceed, Ivan.
Okay. Well, 1964 was when the original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Animagic, as that was the format was called for, still photography, stop action, animation. It's called Animagic. And back then, certain things that were written, had to do with the times and how society addressed it at the time. Okay, I've been watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer every year since it began.
Yeah, for my entire life.
My entire life.
Yeah.
Okay, and to sit there and have people start picking it apart in today's forum. Now, if you're going to go ahead and pick something apart, you have to understand the origins of it. Okay? Yeah. All right. So at the very end of Rudolph, where one of the elves throws out the bird that doesn't fly, it swims. You notice that at the end, he actually flies off. And of course, they're saying, "Oh my gosh, that bird doesn't fly, it swims. He sent that bird to his death."
I feel like I'm...
What?
Let me elucidate some more.
Okay, please do.
Yeah,
Okay.
Elucidate?
All right.
No,
So here we got Santa Claus, okay, when he discovers Rudolph's nose is red, and how discerned Santa was, almost to the point of, oh great, he's got a red nose. Sheesh. So much for being on the team. So he's being shamed. Okay, then of course, the evil elf that, the boss who's running the elves and everything. Yeah, they're calling him a bully, and that he's that he's busy shaming because of the fact that Herbie doesn't make toys. He wants to be a dentist. So there's shaming going on there. Now they're pointing that particular thing out. Okay. Then, Yukon Cornelius. Okay. The fact that he beats animals with a whip.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, use the whip on this little dog sled.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go on some more. Okay.
But they don't actually, you don't see the whip making contact with the dogs.
I haven't.
No, you don't.
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen this in a long time. It's very clear to me that I haven't watched this thing in a long time. Because you're talking about stuff and I'm like, what? I don't even remember this.
So here's the thing for me to address. Gold!
Yeah.
Nothing. But the point of the matter is, you're taking something that's 54 years old and trying to address it in today's terms. I'm sorry. That would be just like taking every artesian thing that we've created up to this point and scrutinizing it because it doesn't meet up with the so-called politically correct sensibilities that have been adapted today. It's a freaking cartoon. It's a freaking stop motion thing. Come on. It's been on television all these years. But one by one, these things are getting decimated. They don't show the little drummer boy anymore because of the depiction of the Middle Eastern people in the story. Okay? And there's a number of other specials that are coming under fire. We even got lists of the 10 worst Christmas cartoons or Christmas movies ever made now. It's like, people, it's supposed to make you happy. It's supposed to put a smile on your face. It's a story. It's meant to entertain. It's not supposed to be rooted in any type of statement. It's not trying to make a statement to you. It's good against evil, Yeah, guess what? Santa can have a rotten day and not like what the elves are singing. Santa's entitled to not feel like eating and not wanting to be the whole fat guy. Okay? Santa, okay, can have his opinions on certain days. Okay. But in the end, they figure, and then of course the big one is that now because Rudolph with your nose so bright, won't you ride my sleigh tonight, and he saves the day, and now everybody loves him because he can provide a service.
Yeah.
Okay. Really, folks?
Something dawns on me as you're talking about this with Santa. Given how we are so fat conscious in America today, why have you yet to see anybody say Santa shouldn't be a fat guy?
I'm waiting for them to put Santa on a diet.
This is coming. This has got to be coming. They're going to put Santa on a diet. Someone is going to sit there and say it's not good for children to sit there and profess love for a large...
Santa, are the reason why children are obese today.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. It's got...
You cannot represent today's situation in your present state.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. But here's the thing. It's funny because we complain about remakes, and yet maybe it is time for some of these things to. Because it was funny. One of the things, Mike, that I saw about the Peanuts Thanksgiving from people is that people sitting there talking about where kids today, the animation doesn't hold up or it doesn't hold their attention, which is just, to me, I'm like, I don't understand what you mean by that, and I don't get it. But this is something that I've heard from different places and different sources, and from people who I know who have kids, and I'm like, well, I almost hate, you're going to kind of laugh about it, but this company has been sitting, as Ivan mentioned, this company's been sitting on this version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for how many years?
54 years.
54 years? You mean to tell me with all the new technology, we can't make something that looks like that and make it even better than what it is now?
In practical terms, it would cost too much to make that very same short than it did 54 years ago. Okay? I mean, you got to think of the time when these things were made. They were outsourced, so they weren't real expensive to make in the first place. And then to try to go ahead and put that kind of time and that kind of money into it, it would run into the millions of dollars. I mean, look at Caroline. Look at the Corpse Bride, all of that stop motion stuff, which could be made digitally today, yes.
Yeah, and they did Kubo and the Two Strings in practical stop motion.
Right. So,
well, but
the stop motion can be done, but now, do these people actually want to reinvent the wheel? We don't know.
No, and you want to know why? Because they've had this thing for 54 years that all they've had to do is trot it back out and play it, and they make money on it every time it comes out and every time it gets played and every time there's a DVD bought or anything else or a download or all that stuff. So I kind of laugh, Ivan, because when you sit there and say, well, it's going to cost too much money, how many years have they been just sitting there kind of like, other than restoring a few things here or there, they haven't really had to do much anything with this.
No. I'll bet if you go to Netflix today and you try and watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you'll have to pay $2.99.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's December, and they know people will pay for it.
Well, not Netflix, but on demand from Comcast.
Anything on demand, like Apple or whatever.
Right,
yeah,
right, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't think that company, I don't remember the name, but if you don't think that company is getting some of that money, you're sadly mistaken because they
Oh,
are.
no, are you kidding? Are you kidding? I mean, Videocraft got sold to Avco. Avco got sold to a number of different partners, including some of the big studios that now own the rights to these things. They're still making their money off of these stop motion things. And another thing too that I found, in fact, I was watching Santa Claus is Going to Town with
Santa Claus is coming to town, Ivan.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
He's going to town.
It's a different movie.
It's a different, yeah.
Okay, anyway, you know what I meant.
I think I've seen that movie too.
Burgermeister, Meisterburger, man.
Okay, so and then you got you got the Winter Warlock and all this other stuff, and we were watching it on Channel 7, which of course owned by Disney. But I noticed that some of the scenes were missing. So here it is, so I figured, okay, they edited for time to throw in more commercials and give you less show. Okay, great. So I took the liberty of taking my DVD set out and played the whole thing for Julie. And she's like, why did they take all those beautiful scenes out? I says, well,
wasn't there one, like, where Jessica had a song?
That's right, where she's singing by the fountain.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, that's gone. And, if you give a kiss today, a payment of toy is the price you pay, they dropped that one too. Two songs.
Because they don't want little kids kissing Santa Claus, or vice versa.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, see, so, because of the fact that, the society being what it is today now.
Right. Well,
back when those were made, nobody had those kind of, most people didn't have those kind of things going on in their lives, okay?
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, time passes, things change, and attitudes and feelings change. But, the more you're going to go and put out situations like this, then a lot of movies are going to stop being played. A lot of animation is going to become shelved. A lot of shows are going to become shelved.
Yeah, but Ivan, some of that's already begun. I mean, some of that's been happening for a while now.
What's been happening for decades. A lot of shows have gone to the shelf. But, I mean, the only way you'll find them now is if you get the DVD releases of any of these things.
But, yeah, I mean, like, here's a perfect example, okay? Why not? Fine. Charlie Chan is offensive because it's a white person playing an Asian person. Well, here's an idea. You still have the rights to it. Let's do new Charlie Chan. Why not? Okay? I mean...
And use a real Asian actor.
Absolutely. Well, and that's kind of why...
Yeah, that was like, what was it, last year or something, when that Ghost in the Shell came out, and of course they had Scarlett Johansson playing an Asian person.
Mm-hmm.
But that's been going on in motion pictures forever.
Oh, yeah. But it's just this day and age where representation matters. It's important.
Well, it matters more now than it ever did. Yeah. And I'm all for that.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's a slippery slope. I want representation.
Yes.
At the same time, it's like...
We need star power to make the representation viable.
Well, it goes beyond that. It's
No.
like, for example, Ivan, what you were sitting there talking about, it's right over the, we want representation, or we want things to be right, and then it's like, well, here's the things that's wrong with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And you're like, really? Seriously? This is the fight we're gonna have? And it's like, yes. Okay. By the way, on an update, there is a second train that is now slowly looking like it's going past the first train, and I don't know if it's leaving this station or what's going on. I don't even know. I don't know if there were people on that train that are straight.
There were people on that train. They were evacuated.
Were they? Okay, I missed that part. Again, I can't see that part. I can only see that there's another train that seems to be... Now, it looks like there's people on that train. I guess they're going by slowly. I don't know. But it's pretty much stopped up all of Metro here. And it's funny because I haven't seen people come or go very much at all.
I was I took advantage of television, and I just got lucky and saw on the screen the people that were standing on the sidelines from the train. So
now it's funny because I wasn't going to go this direction, but since Ivan did, as long as we're on this, and the only reason I'm going here is because I had a friend of mine by the name of Joe Shaw who has something here, and I thought it was kind of funny. I don't know if you caught that one of the big hubbubs now this week on social media, or at least as we record, is about Baby It's Cold Outside. And
yes.
This is the first time I've heard this. But it was fun.
I heard about that too.
Yeah.
But here's a friend of mine named Joe Shaw who posted this on the 1st of December, and I'll read it out to you guys because I thought it was kind of funny, which is, finally, this song has been a Travis mockery for decades. We should also ban these additional songs for equally, sometimes greater offensive reasons. Again, this is all kind of in joking fun. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, subjecting minors to softcore porn.
Okay.
The Christmas song, Open Fire, Pollution, folks dressed like Eskimos, cultural appropriation. Holly Jolly Christmas, kiss her once for me, unwanted advances.
Oh my God.
Wait, I'm telling you, he took time on this. This is good. Okay? White Christmas, racist. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when
you're awake.
Keeping Tom Stalker. Most wonderful time of the year. Everyone telling you to be of good cheer. Forced to hide depression. Rudolph the Red. There's 15 of these. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Bullying.
Yep.
Number 8 was, at the beginning to look a lot like Christmas, forced gender-specific gifts, dolls for Janice and Jen, boots and pistols, guns for Barney and Ben.
Yep.
Santa Baby, which, by the way, I think it's funny that Santa Baby has not gotten as much crap as Baby It's Cold Outside. Gold Digger and Blackmail.
Yep.
I've heard a male version of Santa Baby.
Santa Baby, yeah.
Guy singing it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like saying Santa Buddy, It's kind of like kissing up to a friend.
Yeah, yeah. You know why that song, we get away with that song? Because of that one Victoria's Secret where Heidi Klum's in the whole thing, and every guy's like, oh, yum. Number 10, Frosty the Snowman, sexist, there's no snow woman.
Oh boy!
They did make a wife for him in the sequel, though. I think.
Do they? Yeah. Again, this is all based on song. Do you hear what I hear? A blatant disregard for the hearing impaired. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make Yuletide gay. Wow, that's just wow. God bless Joe. Jingle Bell Rock. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet, animal abuse. Mistletoe and Holly. I don't even know if I know this song.
Oh, by gosh, by golly.
Okay. Overeating, folks stealing a kiss or two. How did this song ever see the light of day?
Because Frank sang it, man, and whatever Frank says, Frank does, baby.
Here's the last one that Joe had, which was Winter Wonderland, Parson Brown demanding they got married, forced partnership.
Yeah.
Now,
No. You read the line.
Wait, fairness, I did add one to his list that I thought was good. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. It promotes violence against the elderly.
Yeah, that's why I refuse to play it. It's such a hideous song.
So, but I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. I thought it was good.
I did. That was great. No, but it just expresses...
No. Winter Wonderland, I have to delegitimize his entry into Winter Wonderland. You read the line. You make a snowman, we'll pretend that he's Parson Brown. And he'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man, but you can do the job when you're in town. It's consenting adults.
This is true.
Again, this is...
For fun, though.
This is just for fun.
I know. It's just in jest, but that was kind of a stretch, though, with Winter Wonderland. So yes, political correctness will destroy the holiday season because capitalism and commercialism hasn't. So it's only made it stronger.
Yeah, you know what? Commercialism can't destroy it, but maybe...
It's going to be another green Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a sorry state of affairs that it's gotten to this point where everything is just kind of being put out there and just being cut up into small bite-sized little pieces. But, you know.
Oh, speaking of bite-sized pieces, I need to take a 2-minute break. I'm going to watch the Captain Marvel trailer.
Oh, is it out?
It just came out at halftime during the Monday Night Football.
Oh, well, let's
but
pause for a second and we can talk about it.
But it's on the internet, so I'm going to watch it right now on my phone.
Okay, very cool.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we paused the show for just a moment because Jeff wanted to check on the train situation, and as of today, the day we were recording, the Captain Marvel trailer is dropped during the halftime of the Monday Night Football. So, I have just watched it, and so has, I think Jeff kind of has?
Yeah, I was listening to it through your thing, but at the same time, I'm watching like I'm kind of looking at it in between. I'll get a full watch after we get done, but I am kind of looking at it, and I don't know. I'm not feeling it as much as you are. I will go see this movie, but
if only as a prerequisite to Avengers 4, yes, but having reading her comics the last couple of years now, and how they've changing the origins a couple times actually in the comic sense, but yeah, I'm digging it. I like the helmet. That's cool, man. No, I'm excited.
Okay. Like I said, I don't know. For some strange reason, this is not really kind of caught my fancy as much. I mean, I'm definitely going to see it. It looks great. It just, there's something about, okay, well, no, that wasn't the train. That was a different train. Apparently, they're now running other trains past this train. So apparently, at least the Metro line is running. Of course, by the time people hear this will all be non-existent. But it is kind of amusing because people will be able to hear this in posterity. But yeah, what was I gonna? I don't know. Like I said, if you thought it was good, that's cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome. But the fact that they find her, I guess, maybe we're only speculating here because she's a pilot. Obviously, she's human, but we're not sure, though. But she's passed through some kind of portal through space or something, and now the Kree have found her and how she's just like a warrior, like they kind of remade her, like she's like part Kree, but she's not blue. But she did have green blood, which is kind of interesting because most of the Kree are blue. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Less than 100 days to go, so.
Maybe I just want my Avengers 4 trailer already. Maybe that's the problem. I'm like, okay, I want my Avengers 4 trailer. Just give me my Avengers 4 trailer so I have something I can watch for a while.
Well, if we get it, it'll drop Christmas morning at midnight.
Something like that.
The world will stop. Or maybe New Year's Eve or something. I wouldn't be surprised at this point. I know they want to build the hype for Captain Marvel, but they just want to tease Avengers 4. Because I think the Infinity War trailer is like one of my favorite trailers of all time.
Yeah, well, the internet pretty much broke that day.
Yeah, Ralph didn't break it, trust me.
No, Ralph did not break it. Although Ariana Grande may have with her new music video, from what I understand too. But I'd have to go look up numbers. But I heard it was pretty crazy.
Ariana Grande, she looks like she's 15. It's creepy.
Well, it's funny because she was on the one Nickelodeon show, one of the Nick shows. It
was a dance show.
No, it wasn't a dance show. It was the music show. It was the one with, what's her name, Victoria Justice or whatever the heck it is.
Hollywood High?
Hold on, I gotta go look it up. Now you're gonna make me look things up again.
That's our job.
Damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of that dance show. I'm thinking of Zendaya. Never mind.
Yeah, no, not Zendaya. Or whatever. Yeah, that's a Disney person. She was on... What was she on?
Nickelodeon?
Yeah, but I gotta remember the name of the show.
Was it PCU?
No! PCU said PCU. Dick. Victorious. There it is. That's the one. That's the one I'm looking for. PCU. Thanks. Yeah, no, Ivan, no.
Bad Ivan.
Some group in Italy did a study that says the most influential movie ever is The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
It's from the Applied Network Science. They analyzed 47,000 films across 26 genres. I guess this was a team that was out of Italy that worked on this. And it's funny, I have the study, but I don't want to read this whole thing. This is long. They have like an abstract. They did like an actual, like almost like a thesis thing. There's like an introduction. There's this whole thing. It's crazy. But we linked an article similar to that study on our site on the Facebook page.
So, well, you're talking about the 1939?
Yes.
Yeah, the original, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. Check out here. Let me give you the top 5. Let's see if you guys notice anything.
All right.
Number 1 is The Wizard of Oz. Number 2 is Star Wars. Number 3 is Psycho. Now, my understanding is other high-ranking entries included King Kong, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Citizen Kane, Metropolis, Casablanca, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and Frankenstein.
Okay.
I thought you had Gone with the Wind.
It's interesting. They said when it came to ranking directors, the study looked at a couple different metrics. When it came to the most influential directors, and I don't recognize the name.
Nobody cares about directors.
George Kirko. Ivan probably knows this guy. Worked on 65 films, including uncredited work on Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind. Was number 1. Another Golden Age filmmaker credited on both of those films, Victor Fleming, was number 2. Hitchcock 3.
Yeah.
Victor Fleming, yeah.
Merv Leroy was 4, and Steven Spielberg 5.
Merv Leroy basically finished off The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, did he? Okay. My understanding is the most influential actor, and I don't know why this is shocking, was shocking to them, or interesting, because apparently it's Samuel L. Jackson, and that's because Samuel L. Jackson did freaking everything.
That's right.
I mean, every time I turn around, he's got another movie, so...
And if he's not in a movie, he's in a Capital One commercial.
Yeah.
Or he's doing voiceover somewhere.
Let me see if I can find the full list on this. I just didn't want to have to read this whole study. I didn't realize this was like an actual real, like, study. You know?
Like a thesis of some sort?
Yeah, like somebody wrote up like a whole thesis paper on this. Yeah, article available on the journal website here. I mean, there's like an abstract to this whole thing. Here, abstract, introduction, related works. There's ranking method, results of ranking, analysis of careers of directors, actors, and actresses, conclusions, declarations, and references. Hold on, let's see if we can go just to results of rough. Let's see if we can just go to results. We'll go to results. Yeah. So yeah, that's the top 10. Gone with the Wind finished 19.
I think it would be in there somewhere.
Yeah, so here's the first 10 were The Wizard of Oz in order from 1 to 10. Wizard of Oz, Star Wars, Psycho, King Kong, 2001: Space Odyssey, Metropolis, Citizen Kane, Birth of a Nation, Frankenstein, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. 11 through 20 in order, going from 11 to 20. Casablanca, Dracula, The Godfather, Jaws, Nostro in Symphony, The Searchers, The Searchers, Cabrera, Doctor Strangelove, Gone with the Wind,
That's Stanley Kubrick, yeah.
and Bronislaw Potemkin. Anybody notice anything? Because it was very glaring to me.
A lot of monster movies.
That's an interesting point. I didn't even go there.
Stanley Kubrick.
Well, Stanley Kubrick, 2001: Space Odyssey,
And
Right.
Dr. Strangelove.
Dr. Strangelove. A lot of spy style type movies.
I guess what struck me is they said they did 47,000 movies. The most latest year of any of the movies listed is 1997 with Star Wars.
77 was Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm looking at the dates. I mean, if I went from most of the 20 that I just named,
Yeah.
the most recent movies would be Star Wars.
And Godfather.
No, Jaws comes in at 1975.
Yeah, that's right.
Godfather.
Godfather was...
Godfather was 72, 73.
Yeah, Godfather was... Well, but Jaws is 75.
Not
So-
Titanic.
Right. Well, I'm curious. Like I said, I didn't go to look at the methodology. I didn't go to look at the methodology. I'm sure that there's... it's interesting. George Lucas is 9, by the way, for the top in the top 20 directors. See, it's funny because the back half of that list of directors is all names that everybody would know. Guys like George Lucas, Francis Ford Coppola, James Cameron, Sam Wood.
Not Ed Wood.
Yeah, well, actually, I was thinking Ed Wood, but I guess Sam Wood.
Not Plan 9 from Outer Space? Damn it.
Wow.
Amazon Women on the Moon, not there. Yeah. Yeah, this is...
Amazon is not on there either?
No Ishtar either.
No Creature from the Black Lagoon?
It's interesting. Now, here's interesting. They break out... So it's interesting, they break out the directors by genre. And it's kind of interesting because number one in horror, and it's not listed as number one in horror, is Wes Craven. Which is strange. Okay, like I said, I can link this study to the article so people can look at it because there's like an entire methodology and all kinds of crap.
It's intense reading for a cold night, so yeah.
Well, yeah. If you have to take a long poop, it's definitely there for you.
Yeah, it's definitely a shit show.
So it's just like to correlate popular movies with like influence in filmmaking or just pop culture in general?
Well, okay, now Mike wants me to...
No, I just want to know what the goal is.
Well, and that's where I was going to go back to it, because I can go back to the abstract. The abstract, in theory, should explain it, which is... The success of film is usually... Okay, so I'll try to read this as fast as I can.
Okay.
The success of film is usually measured through its box office revenue or through opinion of professional critics. Such measures, however, may be influenced by external factors such as advertising or trends and are not able to capture the impact of film over time. Thanks to recent availability of data on referencing among movies, some researchers have started to use citation patterns as alternative method for ranking movies. In this paper, we propose a novel ranking method for films based on the network of references among movies calculated by combining 4 well-known centrality indexes: in degree, closeness, harmonic, and page rank. Our objective is to measure the success of a movie by accounting how much it has influenced other movies produced after its release, from both an artistic and economic point of view. Okay. We applied our method on a subset of IMDb citation network consisting around 47,000 international movies, and we derive a list of films that can be considered milestone in the history of cinema. For each movie, we also collected data on its year of release, genres, countries of production, to analyze trends, patterns, in the film industry according to such features. We also collected data on 20,000 directors and almost 400,000 performers, actors, and actresses, and we used the network of references on our score of movies for evaluating their career and for ranking them. Since IMDb data set we employed is highly biased towards European or North American movies and personalities, our findings can be considered relatively principal for Western culture.
Okay.
It's an interesting way of doing it. I will give them that.
I was going to say, yeah, since the beginning of film, and since that can be traced back to France, that could be traced back to, Georges Méliès, which of course, made the first practical film presentations, and then, the Great Train Robbery, done by Edison, Birth of a Nation, you got C.B. DeMille. When you think about how much American movies has made an influence upon movies from all over the world, not to say that movies weren't made all over the world, but many of the more well-known movies, were made here. Did they influence other cultures and such? Yes, they did. And, same with our music. Our country, great United States of America. And all of what we did here, you could say that we didn't necessarily create the form from which, but we definitely advanced it. We definitely built upon it, and we improved it as we went along. Be it a Keystone comedy, or be it Gone with the Wind, or be it The Wizard of Oz, or The Maltese Falcon, be it Casablanca. Pre-code, post-code, I could go on. And it seemed as though to me that we made these type of movies, and we had all these people come from all different parts of the world to be in all these different kinds of movies. Garbeau, Marlene Dietrich. Friends, and there's just so many other directors who came from all over the world, who came to America to make all these wonderful movies.
So Wizard of Oz is where it all started.
Apparently so. Well, and now it makes more sense why, because really in reality, has there really been anything since Star Wars? Well, there has been.
I'm sure that there are things. Rather, we are knowing of them right at this particular moment, but I'm sure that there are things that equal, if not surpass, the magnitude of Star Wars.
Yeah, but in the last 20 years, like, groundbreaking filmmaking hasn't really influenced the next generation yet. Like,
no.
20, 30 years from now, maybe Titanic will be a great influential film of the late 20th century.
Well, that could very well be, but then it all goes back to, sometimes just some things just aren't made the way they used to, but then also you got to think that everything evolves, everything changes. You're only as good as your last record. You're only as good as your last movie. Will our movies be those inspiring movies that are going to be the reference points of future filmmakers and future actors and actresses and future story writers?
It's really interesting. I've got the actor and actress ratings.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting on two levels. One, they rank them 1 through 20 overall, and then they rank them by decade.
Okay.
So it's interesting because, like, for example, here, I told you who. Let's start with actors. Who do we, after Samuel L. Jackson? Any guesses on who number 2 is?
I'm sure Tom Hanks is in there.
Is he? Hold on.
Maybe not in the top 5, but in the top 10, I presume.
No, I don't not see him in the top 20.
Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton is not.
No, Batman. Batman.
No.
Or Birdman.
No, but I will tell you that there are names that I'm surprised how many names I'm sitting here going, okay, wow.
And they are?
Some of them are obvious.
And they are.
Okay, you want me to do it? Okay.
No, well, let's see. About
just a couple of them.
Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston is not in the top 20.
What?
Based on their rankings.
Richard Burton?
Tim Burton. Tim Burton's a director.
Richard Burton.
Richard Burton.
Richard Burton. No.
Elizabeth Taylor?
I'm sorry?
Elizabeth Taylor?
That's women. We haven't gotten that side.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Rock Hudson.
Elizabeth Taylor is a woman, Ivan.
Yeah.
I knew that.
It's women. Yes, she's a woman. Rock Hudson, no. I'm telling you, you guys are going to kind of look at this. It's funny. You guys are dancing around. These are not bad answers. And some of the answers that you're going to sit there and you're going to go, they're obvious ones.
Humphrey Bogart.
Well, Ivan, you're going. Ivan's got some good names, but.
Humphrey. Okay, how about Reese Witherspoon? Not Reese Witherspoon.
That's not a guy.
I know that.
Reese Witherspoon is a woman, Ivan.
I know he's a woman. I just want to advance to what I was going to say. Sorry.
All right.
I got women on my mind. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, let's see if this helps you. Okay, let's see if this helps you. Number 2 is Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I can see that.
So
he's an actor and a director.
Well, this is the actor category.
This is for the actor category, Ivan.
I know, but he's also a director.
Okay, but we're not looking at him as a director.
No,
we're looking at him as an actor. But I'm just making a statement that he is also a director.
Yes, a director and an actor.
And an actor.
Okay.
Okay.
Nah.
What about? Let me make one more guess here. Robert Redford.
No.
Jeez.
The funny part is when I start.
Burt Reynolds.
Stroker Ace, yes.
No,
gotta be in there.
Not here either. Well, it's funny when I start naming off names, you guys are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, totally."
Yeah, like Eastwood, yeah.
Okay, number 3, Top Gun.
Oh, Anthony Edwards, Goose, obviously.
Wow, yeah. Okay, okay.
And Revenge of the Nerds, who could forget Gilbert? God.
Yeah. So yeah, number 3 is Tom Cruise.
Oh yes, obviously.
No, number 4 is one of your favorite impressions, Mike.
Bill Clinton?
Bill Clinton. No, he's not an actor. He's just a presidentor.
And it is one of my favorite voices you do.
Who's one of the ones you do the most?
Jimmy Stewart?
That hard.
Oh, Jimmy Stewart, yeah.
Not Jimmy. Actually, he's on the list, but he's at 20.
Yeah, okay. Wow, all the way down to 20? Jeez.
Shit. Who are these people?
Come on. Really?
Larry Fine?
No.
Harpo Marx.
No.
Now you guys just
Hurry up, you guys. We got to get to the theater. All right. I don't know. Who's number 4, Jeff?
Number 4, I'll be back.
Oh, of course, Arnold, the Turbo Man.
Right. That's why I was laughing. I'm like, you do this impression all the time.
I'll be back.
And it's like
number 4.
Okay, so we'll just go through these.
All right.
We just start going through.
Let's make it quick. We're running kind of long tonight.
I know. Well, the train didn't help.
Yeah, we were train delayed.
Yeah. Train delay. Okay, so number 5, John Wayne.
Yep, of course. Wow, Jesus.
Here's the one you'll probably be like, what? William Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. Yeah.
He has been in a lot of stuff. I can see where.
He has done a lot of good movies.
Yeah.
Number 7 is Bruce Willis.
Yep.
Number 8, it's so funny. Ivan's dancing around old names. Vincent Price.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Desmond Llewellyn, Ward Bond, Robert De Niro, Sean Connery, Jack Nicholson, Harrison Ford. This one I'm a little surprised at. Danny Trejo? Really?
No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's true. That's a good point. Christopher Lee, Robbie Coltrane, Johnny Depp, Steve Buscemi, Jimmy Stewart. And it's funny.
Come on. Steve Buscemi is above Jimmy Stewart.
Wait a minute.
Again, this is by ranking. Yeah, but think about it. Think about the sheer amount of movies that Buscemi's been in at this point.
Okay.
That's okay. I'll try to do this since I don't want you guys guessing around on the women. This name doesn't ring a bell to me, which is Lois Maxwell.
He's number one?
That's number one for women.
What?
Lois Maxwell.
Carrie Fisher's number two.
Okay, I know Carrie Fisher.
I don't know who M. Sullivan is. They don't even list a first name. Her career was from 1930 to 86. That doesn't ring a bell. Now I start to get some names.
Ann Southern?
No, I said M. Sullivan. Oh, Sullivan.
Maureen Sullivan.
Okay. Halle Berry is at 4. Drew Barrymore at 5. Okay. Lynn Shay at 6. Cameron Diaz, Julianne Moore, Faye Dunaway, Beth Grant, Jamie Lee Curtis, Julie Christie, Sigourney Weaver, Joan Crawford, Maggie Smith, Frances Bay, Mary Ellen Trainor, Cloris Leachman, Judi Dench, Natalie Portman. There are some things about this list that on the women's side, I question. Like,
yeah, I mean, where's Natalie Wood?
Where's Marilyn Monroe?
Where's Marilyn Monroe? Where's Jay Mansfield? Where's what the hell?
Betty Davis.
Where's Betty Davis? Right. Yeah. Where's Marlene Dietrich?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Here's what's interesting. When they break them down by decade, this is where it kind of gets interesting. And then we should have done it by decade. It's funny because when you break them down by decade, number one for women, Marilyn Monroe, in the 1950s. Okay, and Elizabeth Taylor, number 2 from 1960 to 1969. Here's the interesting part. Check out who the top 5 are from 1980 to 1989. 1 is Schwarzenegger. Number 2, Dan Aykroyd. Number 3 is some guy named Dick Miller, who I don't even recognize the name. 4 is Harrison Ford. Get this. You know what number 5 is? Corey Feldman.
Well, he did, what did he do? He was at Stand By Me. I was like
was he in
Lost Boys?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess so, right? Like I said, it's interesting.
Well, it's definitely worth going to the link and studying it all the way down and coming up with one's own conclusions about it.
I would put River Phoenix above Corey Feldman.
Yeah, well, again, keep in mind, some of this is maybe based on the amount of references and work, which is why I'm confused by why Marilyn Monroe isn't in the top 20 or somebody like Jane Mansfield. I could see Elizabeth Taylor because technically she's been more referenced outside of her acting work. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's.
But Elizabeth Taylor, was in National Velvet in the 1940s, and she's been making movies since then. I mean, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and all the rest of them.
Again, like I said, I can't answer. It's interesting, by the way. Like I said, I put this link to the actual article link that we had. It breaks down actors and actors/actresses based on categories too. Top 5. Like for example, in comedy 1 through 5, Bill Murray, Ben Stiller, Charles Hawtrey, and Jim Carrey, and then Kenneth Williams. It's interesting to see the musical section because really it's pretty much a who's who for the most part. But like I said, I didn't think we would take this long on it, but it's kind of crazy. Just for I thought it was something interesting to go with. But,
well, here's something to think about. All of us should look at it. All of us should come up with our own list of who we think is the best of whatever.
Yeah, but that's you actually have to go through their methodology. That could take forever.
No, but I'm saying no. I mean, we don't have to go through their methodology. You know, I mean, I think it's just an invitation to say, okay, who's our favorite actors and actresses and our favorite movies? You know, pick 10. You know, and why? I think that'd make for a great homework assignment. No.
I hate homework.
Yeah, I don't really want to do homework either.
Okay, fine. It was an idea.
I gotta be honest with you, bro. I'm not really ready to do homework. Should I start with the Fast and Furious of the crazy?
Roger that. Engage.
Okay.
Full speed. Activate.
Apparently, there has been an enormous cow.
Yes.
Australia.
We like enormous cows and
the
products that derive from it, like burgers.
Yes. Apparently, it's 6'4" in height and weighs almost 1.4 tons. There's a follow-up to this story since we
That's a big fucking cow.
That somebody wanted to buy it and make it food, and I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, by the way, we have a follow-up to a previous story in this section, which is the guy who wanted to be 49 who was really 69. That was denied by the courts over in Europe. So that's not happening. But yeah, we have a giant bovine, and Ivan, if you go on our page, you'll see the picture. This thing is huge. The first pictures of the Qatar World Cup stadium are ridiculed because it looks like a vagina.
What?
Yes, the World Cup is going to be played inside a stadium that looks like a women's lady parts.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, really, people?
Well, yeah, an overhead view of the partially domed stadium, yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of looks, yeah.
Yeah, when you look at it, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it kind of does. Which is kind of funny considering the fact that where it is, which is Qatar. I'm sure that'll go over really, really well. Scientists now know how long it takes to poop a Lego. Scientists now know how long it takes to poop a Lego.
Okay.
But so, not just any Lego. It was a head to a Lego minifig.
Yeah.
How long it takes for the head to take its journey.
Yeah, 1.71 days.
Okay.
The shortest amount of point was 1.14 days. The longest was 3.04 days. Now that we know this.
Now we are ready to travel amongst the stars and leave the surly bounds of Earth and explore the galaxy as an advanced race of intelligent beings. Now that we know the amount of time it takes to shit a Lego.
There's a lot of amusing stories that have gone. Yeah. Religious conservatives lead the nation in search for porn. A new study published by the Journal of Archives of Sexual Behavior and produced by researchers in Canada have found that states with more religious conservatives search for more sexual content on Google.
Right. Makes sense. You gotta get that outlet, man. You gotta get out there, man. You can't just leave it all bottled up, man.
None of this shocks me. When I lived in Indianapolis, I was always shocked by the fact that like they would close up on Sunday and you couldn't buy alcohol for a while and how there was a church everywhere and everybody was all like Bible belty, and yet every time I turned around they had another strip club. I mean, and far raunchier than anything in Chicago. I mean, the ones in Chicago, forget it. But yeah, there's a whole thing about that. So this doesn't.
And it's not just about being sexually repressed. It's more just being hypocritical too.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so yeah.
As I say, don't do as I do.
My favorite is we get so many interracial tapes from states that people would stereotype as racially bigoted areas.
Right.
None of this shocks me. I wish I could say it did, but it is funny. There is a woman. This one I posted on my own page because you ketchup people have gone too far. A woman accused of choking a Santa Ana McDonald's manager over missing ketchup has been arrested.
Okay.
Hashtag not all ketchup lovers.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously, not all ketchup lovers. All ketchup matters. Apparently. A woman who was, apparently there's video of this. A woman who was wanted for beating and choking a Santa Ana McDonald's manager caught on video dispute over ketchup last month. became enraged when she discovered there was not enough ketchup on the order, in which the incident occurred. This was in late October.
You could just go back to the counter and request some ketchup packets, man.
The manager told her she couldn't be in the building and allegedly became combative and started punching and choking the employee. Another employee tried to intervene and called workers for help. It's credited there were numerous tips. Like I said, this is what I see. I'm not shocked by this because when I sat there and said about Chicago hot dogs and how you're not supposed to put ketchup on hot dogs, people went nuts. I mean, like nuts. Like more nuts than like anything I've ever seen. So this does not shock me. You'll enjoy this, Ivan. Playboy.com is being sued by a man alleging that the website is not accessible to the blind. This one is from TMZ, an exclusive. Donald Nixon filed a suit claiming that Playboy is in violation of the American with Disabilities because websites Playboy and PlayboyShop.com are not compatible with his screen-reading software. Says people who are blind and visually impaired, people like him, cannot fully equally use or enjoy the facility's products or services. He doesn't spell it out, but we're sure Donald is just there for the articles, they say. That is kind of amusing, though.
How do you do a centerfold in Braille?
Or should we go ahead and give certain devices, if you hit the central key, it turns into smell-o-vision.
You know what? We need to find him those robots from the other episode.
I thought we were going back to the robots.
Either that or, you know what? There have to be bumps in certain places and locations on the centerfold, right? I don't know.
You could put the Braille bumps in certain parts of the anatomy, and that should,
There you go.
Be just like, I know what that is. Ooh, I know what that is.
Yeah. Oh, now I found it. You know what's funny? Now that I realize that we're talking about a centerfold, they won't even have a centerfold. He's going on the website.
So then how's that work then?
I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe it's
I'm just saying, it should be something where it could interact with the keyboards on your laptop or something, and certain things should take effect. Like, all right, hit this combination of letters and it vibrates. Hit this bunch of letters and it'll smell or something. I don't know.
Maybe it's like phone sex. Maybe that's what he wants, like free phone sex or something. I don't know.
$30 for 30 minutes.
Maybe he's just doing it for the money and the notoriety.
Maybe.
15 minutes of fame?
Apparently he wants to do it because he must not be doing anything if he's going to Playboy.com. A Florida woman allegedly pulls a knife on a man who confronted her about a large fart. Half the time I do these stories just to listen to Ivan laugh. She was arrested for allegedly pulling a knife on a man who offended her by loudly farting. Was arrested for aggressive assault with a deadly weapon. Authorities say she pulled a knife on a man who was offended when she allegedly passed gas while waiting in line.
Oh,
see, that's the worst because you can't walk anywhere to escape it.
No, you gotta take the whole thing. Get the full frontal.
Okay, this is where I get in a lot of trouble. And then there's the part where we're talking about a woman. Women don't fart, not at all. And such creatures would never do such a thing. As I try to roll my eyes as hard as possible at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but I've heard that. Like, women don't do that. That's just a men thing.
The hell the women don't do that?
Okay.
Equal rights. Equal rights. Women fart too.
Yeah.
Women farts too. Okay.
All farts matter. Hashtag all farts matter.
That's right.
All farts matter.
All farts matter.
All ketchup matters. All farts matter.
This going along with our earlier thing. This pastor is melting purity rings into a golden vagina sculpture.
Will it be displayed in the soccer field in Qatar?
That was my thought. That was my question. That was my question too. What should Christian feminists do about their old purity rings and symbols of patriarchal theological? Melt them down, says progressive Christian author and theologian Nana Boltz-Weber, and create something completely new. She issued a call on Twitter for a massive art project.
I'm pretty sure that's not Edward G. Robinson was calling for after the 40 days in Mount Sinai.
So with the help of an artist by the name of Nancy Anderson, she plans to melt down the rings that people sent and recast them as a golden vagina, and said that the project is part of the promotion for Shameless, her upcoming book about sexuality and Christianity, about reclamation of women's bodies. Quote, the thing about women that the church has tried to hide and control, and that is a canvas on which other people can write their own righteousness. It's actually ours. This is a part of me, is mine, and I get to determine what's good for it, and if it's beautiful, and how I use it in the world. I'm not really interested in that. I am interested in where the golden vagina will be on display.
I'd like to take some pictures of the golden vagina.
Yeah. I'm more interested also on this in some ways, because it's like, isn't that like worshiping a false idol?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That is correct. That is correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So isn't that against most religious sensibilities?
I don't know. I agree with you, Mike. It should be in that stadium in Qatar. I think that's where you put it.
Well, it won't be. I'll tell you one place. It won't be in Virginia.
No.
Get it? Because never mind. Next
yeah,
door, please.
Yeah, we got it. Brought to you by Dick Insider.
Dad joke there.
Oh. Or the magazine Walleye Insider.
Okay.
That's a real magazine too. I'll never forget the first time I saw it. Walleye Insider. Really? Kidding?
Would that centerfold be in Braille?
Yeah.
Yeah, you position where all the scales are at.
You know, there's people in the South go, "What's wrong with Walleye Insider?" And you just want to laugh.
Yeah.
That's when you start going, "Well, sir, maybe for you it's more like a guppy." Okay, so an Arizona man carrying a handgun in the waistband shoots himself in the groin in the Walmart. We haven't had one of these stories in a while.
He wasn't using a proper holster, so.
Well, okay.
Bad on him.
No.
Bad on him, yeah. And then to be walking around with a loaded gun, no less.
Yeah, well. Okay, so, the local police department on Tuesday, a self-inflicted accidental shooting. He adult got himself in the groin area and said the Walmart was transferred to the hospital. No other injuries.
Oh my god, it's so stupid. Oh my god.
It wasn't an argument in the ketchup aisle of the Walmart, was it?
Yeah, really. Oh, by the way, apparently Walmart has been the article goes on to tell us from Newsweek. Over the years, Walmart has been the host of several winning groin injuries. In May of this year, a man had been released from jail for 24 hours, was left with a bruised scrotum after attempting to flee a Walmart in Vindor, Texas, by jumping over a fence. He tried to get a refund for items taken from the store's shelves. Last year, a woman who was intoxicated after allegedly beer drinking inside a Walmart grabbed a paramedic by the testicles as he was evaluating her for arrest. In 2016, paramedics rushed to Walmart parking lot in Charlotte, North Carolina, to treat a man who had to drive himself to the hospital after being shot in the groin.
They have special parking at the hospital for that.
Yeah. It's the spot that says for special kind of stupid.
Yeah.
For hold my beer incidents, park here.
A little bus. Ivan's gonna love this next story. This one, Ivan may have actually seen this one on TV. So, Payless decided to open up a store in Santa Monica, California,
Mm-hmm.
under an entirely different name called Paylessy. Okay?
I
And
saw the story.
it took over what used to be an Armani store and renamed it this and stocked the outlet with its discount priced boots, heels, tennis shoes, and that's so good. Yeah. Oh, that's you, Ivan. I was like wondering where that sound was coming from. They stocked these items that were usually for $20 to $40 a piece.
Yeah.
Rated the price tags to $200 to $600 a piece.
Oh,
And
really?
people bought them because it came from a name with a fancy name store.
With a fancy name on it.
Ivan, within a few hours, they had bought $3,000 worth of shoes.
See? Stupid.
Wow.
And they were told they were elegant and sophisticated. The woman who Payless says is a real person told the shoes or the handlers when we were told that we were actually Payless was, you got to be kidding me. Another shopper about the purchase, I could tell it's made with the highest quality material. By the way, there are now ads about this on all over the place. I've seen the actual ads on TV. They were refunded the rest of their money back, and they only had to pay that. But apparently, they had been lagging sales, so they did this to make a point and show people that their product was a high-end product, even though it was cheap.
So it was a publicity stunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a part of me where,
Obviously, it worked.
just goes to show you, you find the right neighborhood, you find some, and you make it look good, people will buy just about anything for high prices if you mark it up.
God bless America.
But
There you go. I bought these from Target.
Speaking of God bless America, Mike, that brings us to our next story. Mike Tyson wants to build a marijuana empire.
Oh, everybody wants to build a marijuana empire now.
Yeah, well now. It's hoping to build a marijuana empire with hemp-infused drinks, muscle pain ointments, and packaged weed sold under his new branch, Tyson Ranch.
Okay.
The therapeutic benefits of marijuana. There's a video of this. I so want to play it, but we're not allowed probably. Or actually, don't we have Mike we have not Mike Tyson as a guest. Mike, not Mike. Can you tell us a little bit about your new venture?
Yes, let me tell you about Tyson Ranch. Okay, it's good stuff, okay? I know some people who from around the country and in other places where it could be possibly legal. So, after being in these areas and trying all the different materials, it's good. So, we're going to give it a try. You said some ointments. Ointments is good. You can try that. And it's also some really other great products that we're going to try too. Some drinks. Drinks is good. Or if you want to smoke it too, you can smoke the shit out of it.
So,
Get you all fucked up.
Well, he's in competition with probably dozens upon dozens upon dozens of other people that have already taken the lead on that. Do you know that there's an IPA beer that's called the Hemper, and it's made with Colorado hemp?
Of course it is.
wait, I have a question for not Mike Tyson. Have you gotten stoned enough off the product to where you might have actually chewed your ear off?
Oh, somebody's here. I don't know who it was. Doesn't matter, really. I'm like fucking Tyson. I eat whatever I want.
Yeah. That should be his entire thing. I'm Mike Tyson. Buy my stuff or I'll kick the shit out of it.
That's right.
Buy my shit.
Next week. That's where the golden vagina should be, in Mike Tyson's place.
Okay.
Can I drink my drink out of it?
Yes. Mike
Tyson drinks out of the golden vagina.
Yep, there you go.
Just
now we're complete. We go back to Florida. A Florida teen reportedly got locked in a bank vault, and bank vault experts had to be called to rescue him.
Well, they couldn't open it?
Yes, he got stuck in the bank vault.
Nobody knew how to open the vault?
Let me read it. Hold on. A teenager.
You have piqued my curiosity, sir. I please insist that you would read further into this article.
So a 17-year-old wandered into the vault, which is measured by 14 by 14, which the concrete walls Wednesday, when the door closed behind him. A friend reportedly called police hours later when the teen couldn't get himself out. According to this, the Hollywood Police Department was told all officers were still out on the scene, and they had been following the local news feed of the incident. They said that bank vault experts were even called in to assist with the rescue of the teen. Vault specialists are now on the scene to help get the teen out of the bank vault. The steel rebar is preventing their saws from cutting through the concrete. The rescue effort took several hours before the teen was finally out. He put his t-shirt over his face so that people would not get to see him.
Was he arrested?
I don't think so.
Was he an employee of the bank?
No, he was just pretty fucking stupid.
He just wandered into the vault?
How the teen got there and trapped himself inside the vault and why he was there in the first place remains unknown.
That's a Florida story, all right.
The teenager dodged these questions as he got to a car and lived with his parents after he was rescued. So nobody knows. Maybe there's follow-up. I'll have to look later at some point or something. Maybe he got stoned on Mike's shit. I don't know. All right, this is pretty good. I'm telling you, we had a good week. We're going to run along. There's so much here. This was a good week for this. In China, traffic cameras catch half-marathoners, runners taking a shortcut through the trees. They actually caught them going through the trees.
Maybe. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. This is kind of...
maybe it was just lemmings. Like, you see one person, like the person in front of you running, you just, that must be where you're supposed to go. Maybe they weren't intentionally cheating.
Well, they're just trying to get ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just think it's kind of amusing. Pizza is, according to one nutritionist, pizza is healthier than breakfast than cereal.
Duh.
Yeah, I think that's what somebody else answered who actually was on our site.
Yes.
Was duh. It does have all the food groups. That does make kind of sense. Plus, I like pie in the morning, don't we all?
I like pizza pie in the morning.
I like pie. All right, this is amusing. So Starbucks is installing anti-porn filters on its Wi-Fi starting in 2019. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's where this story.
It took 9 years to figure that out.
Here's where this story gets fun. YouPorn found out about this and has now banned Starbucks from being brought to its offices. Okay.
Hey, you look at the top 20 visited websites on the planet. Like 4 or 5 of them are porn.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Pornhub.
Well, and it's funny you say that. Hold on a second. There was a second article. Where is it now? There's a second article about this with Pornhub, but I can't get to it right now.
I just saw the headline today that Tumblr is eliminating all adult content.
Oh, yeah, there's that, too. And it's funny because everybody's reaction is, okay, so Tumblr's dead. Hold on, let me see if I can...
Yeah, but I think it's because every other site is gone,
Well, it's just they want to do it for the sake of protecting kids from viewing it, but there's a lot of, artists who draw adult-oriented comics and just art in general.
Well, they're looking for an outlet. I mean, yeah, but...
Oh, here, Ivan, you'll enjoy this. This is from Mashable on this issue. Pornhub has decided to create a safe for work category, specifically designed for those who are just itching to surf the site while visiting a public coffee shop.
Okay.
Okay.
So just something above the tier of softcore.
I have a statement from the vice president of Pornhub. Imagine having to tell people that when you go out. Quote, to comply with Starbucks' new policy, we've created an option that allows fans to still enjoy great content to which they are accustomed, but that is appropriate for consumption in public places. I would point out for the record that I can look at it in the fact that you don't see libraries doing this, but Starbucks, no.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
you can go ahead. Oh, wait, I was about to get to a real rude joke, but I think I'm going to save it. Sorry.
Good. Go for it. Let's do it.
Well, now you can go ahead and get some real cream in your coffee with your content.
Oh, yeah.
See, now I left you on.
I'm gonna skip this one. I feel like this is kind of a little bit off the beaten path. It seemed like it was a good idea at the time. Oh, we didn't even talk about this. So the creator of SpongeBob died.
Yes, he passed away last week.
Now everybody wants this song from SpongeBob to be performed at the Super Bowl.
I mean, there's paying a tribute to an artist. And then there's this, where it just seems like it's just trolling. Because it's kind of this Super Bowl song is kind of an internet thing.
Well, isn't that the one where Squidward is at the Super Bowl and then SpongeBob goes into this spirited vocal thing and it becomes this over the top presentation? Is that what you're talking about?
Thing, yeah.
Yeah, this thing called Sweet Victory performed. That's something about. I guess it's about an episode. The Band Geeks episode, where apparently the marching band, in order to show up Squidward's high school rival, the group sounds terrible at rehearsal, but ultimately pull it off together and make Squidward look good in front of his rival, performing Sweet Victory at the Bikini Bottom Bowl. Bikini Bottom Bubble Bowl.
So it's what, a change.org petition, or?
Yeah, well, apparently, as of when I got this had over 500,000 signatures already. Which I'm just kind of like, it's further telling me that, and you can pretty much get 50,000, 500,000. I mean, what else are we going to throw a petition for?
This is like the whole why, like, crowdfunding and petitions can go bad. It's like that one petition, and they were creating a scientific vessel. They wanted to name it, so they took to the internet and they named the boat Bodie McBoatface or something like that.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. All right, there are a couple other stories, but I think we're going to end on this one because I'm scared of the other two.
Okay.
I'll just read off. I'll read off one of them, which is millennials are killing canned tuna, but the industry is fighting back. Apparently, millennials don't like canned tuna. The other one, I'm scared of reading because we had those scenarios of problems last time, but it was pretty weird about an orangutan, and I'm not going any further than that. So our final one is this, and this is from ET Online. Dolly Parton says her husband fantasizes about a threesome with Jennifer Aniston. And Dolly is begging Jennifer, please do not take my man. I guess they're doing something for Netflix a movie called Dumplin', which features Parton on soundtracks that Jennifer Aniston's, and Parton says, I love her to death. She had a dean who she's been married to since 1966, was a little too excited about Aniston's involvement in the film. Quote, my husband is crazy about her, and he was more excited that I was going to do a movie with her than he was that I got a chance to write all this music.
Well,
okay, well.
You see, I think he fantasizes like a threesome. Parton quickly assured Fallon she was kidding, and there was no actual chance for a threesome to take place. I think he can't get... Oh my god. I think he can't get out to pee, much less get it up for three.
Whoa.
Oh, chop, chop.
Ouch. Apparently this movie is coming out on on December 7th. It's being released on Netflix and select theaters called Dumpling. But, you know, I gotta tell you, I think part of the reason is that, you know, if I was a guy, I could do worse.
Yeah, perhaps.
I would pray to the golden vagina for this. I mean, seriously, wouldn't you? I mean...
It might... Do you think we could get Jeff to take some of Mike Tyson's products to get him to eat ketchup?
That could very well be.
Oh, me? I'll eat ketchup, I just won't eat it on a hot dog.
Okay.
I just don't eat it on a hot dog. That's for 5-year-olds and people who don't live in Chicago. And that'll get me in a lot of trouble. It already has.
Is the fire quick? One last update. Is the fire out? What's the situation with the train?
Out.
Train update.
The fire is out. The train is just sitting there. There's still a lot of stuff here. My favorite is, here's the real kicker, is that we've been sitting here talking about this for 2+ hours. The funny part is when we took a quick break for a second, my mom walks in and she goes, hey, what's going on? I tell her what's going on. She's like, wow, how long has that been there going on? I'm like, since about 8 o'clock. And she's like, how did I miss all of this? And then went to go turn on the TV. So apparently...
Or you could just go outside. Or...
Well, in fairness, it's kind of one of those that's funny, because if you're not looking outside directly at it from where we're at, you wouldn't notice it. It's not like it's something where you would, unless you looked outside and went, holy crap, look at all the flashing lights and stuff. So yeah, there's still quite a bit of, there's not as many, it looks like the cops are still there, but it doesn't look like, I mean, there's a lot of lights out now, so it's hard to see as much as there was before. But, yeah, I'm sure, I have a feeling that the Metro commute for the next day or so, because they have yet to move that train. Although I did see trains go by on the other track, but
yeah.
I have a feeling that this, like I said, by the time people hear this show, it'll be fine. Yeah. The only reason I wanted to bring up the Dolly Parton thing is I was going to ask you guys about if I was this guy, I would want this too. I'd be all over this. I don't know. I mean, Dolly Parton, yeah, but I don't know about Jennifer Aniston, though. Really?
Well, I mean, if you had your choice of any other woman in the world, who would you want to have a threesome with?
Wow, that's an entirely different conversation.
Yeah, and that's another hour and a half. We don't have.
If we had gotten to this earlier, I really did have plans for this where we were going to have these conversations. Yeah. Maybe I should have saved this one for next week. We might be able to revisit this next week.
Well, we'll revisit it next week, okay?
Yeah, that's the crazy. That's the crazy. This show has been crazy enough as it is.
Yeah.
So, Mike, if people want to find out more about what we do and how we do it, where do they find it?
We're on Facebook. That's where we're most active. The Squares of the Round Table podcast. Go ahead and give us a subscribe on the Facebooks. The Good Book of Face, as we call it. It's good. And it's facing and it's booking. We are also on Instagram and Twitter at SOTRT Podcast. We're also on the emails. We got one of them, too. SOTRTpodcast@gmail.com. And, of course, thank you for listening on YouTube. Click the bell. We appreciate it. And we're on PodBean as well, with more platforms coming next year, hopefully. But in any case, we appreciate you greatly for listening in. For all your firing train news updates. Stick
and more.
Subscribe.
Not Mike Tyson's. Anything you can think of, wacky studies that we don't know where they came from.
Things that you absolutely want to pick apart, even though they were made 54 years ago.
Yeah, that too. So that's going to do it for this week. I'm Jeff Stein, and with me is
Mike Boyle. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Happy Hanukkah, Jive and Ivy Bra. Have a good night.